AskReddit by expert particular 697. What a strange thing about your body. I have NF1, so tumors on my nerves. I think that'll be strange enough, haha. Never heard of anyone having nerve cancer before. Mind telling me how it's going? I have 2 spleens, 1 kidney and no gallbladder. Did nobody teach your DNA to count? When I get anxiety I feel like electric bursts on my pits. I have to shake it off and calm down. Me too, all down my spine and in very sensitive areas. They are called anxiety zaps. My entire skin crawls. I get goosebumps everywhere and anything that touches me makes me cringe and want to punch it. Deleted. An extra toe on each foot, or did you have an extra 2 on a single foot? I'm missing a tiny bone in my left foot. That missing bone basically messed up my entire body when it came to balancing and how I walked for about 15 years, until I had surgery to fix it. It possibly caused me to develop scoliosis. I have the exact opposite problem, but the same outcome. I have an extra bone in both my feet which messed up the way I walk, and might be part of what caused my scoliosis. I'm also very hypermobile, which also likely played a role. I am a redhead who was only one in the entire family and I was born with 3 kidneys. 3 kidneys? Damn, you should be able to filter through everything and live longer, lol. My knees crack like cracking your knuckles. They get stiff and if I stand on one straight leg I can twist a bit and my knee will pop. Sometimes it's loud and grosses out people, lol. Mine do this too. It's so satisfying. I was born with a toe. Had it surgically removed about 6 years ago, 38 now, because it was causing me a lot of pain. It was about 7 inches long when it got removed. How did it cause you pain? Mostly dental related. Most of my molars have 5 cuspids. 1 tooth grew in backwards. One of my front teeth is actually 1.5 teeth. Oh, and I've never lost a tooth naturally. Every tooth has had to be removed by a dentist. So for a good few years I had 2 rows of bottom teeth like a shark. I'm really sensitive to vibrations. As in, I can feel airplanes flying over my house at a few thousand feet up, and I can feel the trains going by about a half mile away, even if I can't hear them. Most people look at me like they have no idea what I'm talking about if I ask them if they feel them. A massage therapist here, licensed professional. I have been told my hands are very warm. I naturally run warmer than most, but it is noticeable when being active. I emit a lot of heat. Hopefully, one day, I'll explode. Good day. I'm an RMT, registered Canada, and I get the same feedback. People ask if I heat up the oil. A major benefit to having warm hands. When I get too full I sneeze. Me too, but they are like a weird sneeze that I feel in my throat too, if that makes sense. Vestigial ear movement. I can feel my ears twitch to the direction that sounds come from. It's kind of annoying when I want to focus actually. https://www.sceneseddaily.com/releases/20200707113337.htm. Same here. Hidden deep inside my body, there's a spooky skeleton. No way. Doesn't that creep you out? I get lipomas. A lot. I've had 17 cut out in my life, and I can easily feel another dozen or so right now. Sucks. I've only ever had the one, but I had a decent sized lipoma removed from above my pubic bone at 16 that decided it would be fun to also grow nerve and muscle cells inside it. Normal front teeth are normally 6mm wide. Because of something called gemination my front teeth are 12mm wide. So you have a uni scissor like Fred in Scooby-Doo? Only when I'm thinking and focusing on it. But when I think about my butthole I have to almost flex it or pucker it. And then when I try not to after being aware of it I get this horrible feeling until I pucker it again. It's like I need to spasm it and this continues until I get less cognizant of it. Almost how if you start manually blinking eventually you will stop and go back to auto. Thanks for making me pucker my butthole. At the bottom of my back, my butt crack starts but there's an opening shaped like, almost like a vertical belly button before my cheeks become separate. Several guys told me they thought it was my butthole but very high up. I ended up researching and apparently it's genetic. I clean it like I do my belly button. I've also stuck a finger in it out of curiosity and it has a suction quality. It's about my pinky deep and if I don't pull my finger back hard, it can get kind of stuck. Same, as do my daughters, but not sure if my mom or dad passed it on. I'm too weirded out to ask. Oddly enough, my fiance's ex also had this, as does his daughter. I have a second set of kittens half the size and just chillin' on top of the first set. I also only have one wisdom tooth and it's just hanging out. Coffee makes my bones vibrate. How much coffee you drinking? I was born without a bone in one of my arms. It's like that scene in Harry Potter. I can bend my fingers entirely backwards. Without pain and hospital visits. I can wiggle my ears. Me too. I get random hiccups. Like one sudden hiccup every once in a while. I do too. I will either do one lone hiccup, or dozens of them for minutes on end. Nothing in between. My body odor smells fucking strongly of maple syrup, and others have confirmed this for me. It only started happening after I got into lifting, so I assumed it was due to either my protein or my pre-workout supplements, but those have changed many times over the years and it's still happening lol. There actually is a disorder where a symptom is when the urine smells like maple syrup. I just had to look it up because I couldn't remember much about it, but it is seen more in the Mennonite population in Pennsylvania. https://www.medicalnewsday.com/articles/maple-syrup-urine-disease-who-it-effects. It's usually diagnosed in children, but it has been seen in adults also. Illness percent 22.